Okay, this is all about ways of earning a living. And as you can see here, I have a bunch of dollar signs because it's all about how you make money. Different ways that countries make money, different jobs that people do. And basically, all jobs fall into one of four sectors or activities. A sector is simply a group of jobs in an economy. And your level of development, which you should have already seen the level of development video, your level of development is directly related to these activities. It's one of the biggest factors in how developed or not developed your country is. So let's look at this. First, number one, we have what are called primary sector activities, and that involves the gathering of natural resources. And the two big examples are farming and mining, but you can also talk about like fishing, ranching, oil drilling, getting energy from water. Any of those ways that we gather natural resources, that is a primary sector activity. And I have a visual for you right here to help you remember primary. I made a jug of water into a fake jug of milk with a really terrible looking cow that's saying moo. So when you remember this, if you remember milk, that is a primary activity because it is farming, it's the gathering of a natural resource. So anything having to do with gathering food or gathering resources or energy or anything like that is all a primary sector job or a primary sector activity. Let's talk about the two types of agriculture. First, you have what's called subsistence agriculture. Subsistence means farming to feed your family or farming to survive. If you want a really easy way to remember this, just remember subsistence, survive. Subsistence, survive. You're farming to survive. And then you have commercial agriculture, which means farming to make money. Farming things like tobacco, coffee, tea, things that people don't necessarily need to survive. Well, you may need coffee to survive, but yeah, it's just a way of farming to make money. This is the number one sector in LDCs. This is what most people are employed in your less developed countries. And it's the lowest in MDCs. In fact, in America, only 3% of our jobs are in the primary sector, which is weird because you can go out to Walmart and buy as much food as you want to, but we only have 3% of people that are involved in farming or gathering natural resources. That's because our technology and our innovations have made it to where we don't need nearly as many people to get an overabundance of food. Next, we have what is called secondary sector activities, hence the number 2 here, secondary sector activities, and that is all about manufacturing. It's all about taking natural resources and converting them into finished products that people can use. Because you can cut down a tree and it's really not that useful or valuable, but if you turn that tree into a pencil, you can sell it. If you turn that tree into a really nice chair, you can sell it and make a lot of money. So that's what manufacturing is all about. So an example job would be a factory worker. So let's look at some things that are manufactured. Let's see what I can come up with here. First is a Kenny doll from South Park. That's manufactured. A yo-yo. That's also manufactured. A kazoo. Also manufactured. This Nerf gun. This one's for you, America. Yeah. So that is an overview of what manufacturing is all about. Now there's two types of manufacturing here. This should say cottage, but I forgot to write the E in, so add an E right here. Cottage Industries. That means that you make products for your family. Like if you just live out in somewhere and you just make a chair for your family to use, that is an example of a cottage industry. You're not necessarily trying to make a lot of money off of it, but you're making things for yourself. The other type of industry is called commercial industry, and that is where you make products in order to sell and make a profit. This sector, the secondary sector, is the number one type of job in our NICs, newly industrialized countries, so you have industry in these newly industrialized countries. Next, we have what is called the tertiary sector. This is pronounced tertiary, not tertiary or not tertiary or anything like that. Tertiary. So tertiary sector is all about service industries, things people do to help other people or to make your life easier. An example of this is teachers. Yeah, teachers. You should be really nice to your teacher. Also doctors and lawyers and truck drivers and travel agents, nurses. Those are all service jobs. You're not making a physical product to sell to somebody, and you're also not farming or mining for resources, so you're providing a service for somebody. This is the #1 sector in MDCs. In fact, it is in the United States, 80% of all of our jobs are in the tertiary or service industry sector. Oh yeah, I had to show you a visual for this. So here is a teacher appreciation mug because teachers rock, and also is my super awesome ID, extreme close-up. Whoa! Best yearbook picture ever, right? Awesome. So again, tertiary sector is all about services. Finally, we have what's called the Quaternary Sector, which is #4 on our list of sectors here. The Quaternary Sector is all about management. That's what this is right here. Management and information processing. Examples here are scientists, CEO, Chief Executive Officer, basically the head of companies, engineer, and president. NDCs have more of these than LDCs or NICs. They're more prevalent in places like the United States, Canada, etc.